Understanding the Trump appeal, why supporters see him as a strong leader. From economic policies to judicial appointments, we'll cover the key points that resonate with his base. Whether you agree or disagree with his policies, understanding the perspective of his supporters is crucial in today's political landscape. So, let's break it down and explore the reasons behind the unwavering support for Donald Trump. The Trump economy booming business or built on borrowed time. The economy under Trump was objectively in a good place. Unemployment hit record lows, particularly for minority groups. The stock market soared to unprecedented heights. Supporters argue this was a direct result of his policies, pointing to tax cuts and deregulation. Critics, however, argue that these gains were unsustainable and primarily benefited the wealthy. Was this economic success a result of Trump's policies or simply riding a pre-existing trend? That's a debate for another time. America First patriotism or protectionism. Trump's America First approach resonated deeply with a segment of the population. Trade deals were renegotiated to protect American jobs and industries. The North American Free Trade Agreement was replaced with the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement. On immigration, Trump took a hard line, advocating for stricter border control, including the construction of a wall along the US-Mexico border. Critics viewed it as isolationist and damaging to America's global standing. The wall and the ban securing the border or sewing division. Trump's stance on immigration was one of his most defining and divisive policies. The border wall became the physical embodiment of this stance. Trump implemented a travel ban on citizens from several Muslim-majority countries, met with fierce opposition and legal challenges. Supporters applauded these measures as necessary to protect national security and control who enters the country. They argued that legal immigration is welcomed, but illegal immigration undermines the rule of law. Chapter 4. The Art of the Deal, Reshaping America's Place on the World Stage. Trump's approach to foreign policy was a significant departure from his predecessors, opting for a more transactional, deal-based approach. He wasn't afraid to use America's economic and military might to secure favorable outcomes. One of his most notable achievements was brokering the Abraham Accords, hailed as a historic breakthrough in the Middle East peace process. Trump also took a hard line on Iran, withdrawing from the Iran nuclear deal and imposing sanctions. His supporters praised his willingness to stand up to America's enemies and put America's interests first. Chapter 5. Unleashing American Energy, Fueling Growth or Fueling the Climate Crisis. Trump entered office with a promise to unleash American energy production. He rolled back regulations on the oil and gas industry, opening up more federal lands and waters for drilling. America became a net energy exporter for the first time in decades, contributing to economic growth. Critics argued that these policies exacerbated the climate crisis and prioritized short-term economic gains over long-term environmental sustainability. Chapter 6. Draining the Swamp, Outsider in Washington or Master of Chaos. Trump's appeal went beyond specific policies. It was deeply rooted in his persona as a political outsider. He wasn't a career politician. He was a businessman, a celebrity, a disruptor. He campaigned on draining the swamp in Washington, promising to shake up the status quo. His direct, unfiltered style, often bordering on confrontational, was seen as a sign of authenticity. This resonated with people who felt ignored and unheard by the political elite. Critics viewed his style as abrasive, divisive, and unbecoming of the presidency. Chapter 7. Reshaping the Judiciary, a Legacy Etched in Law. One of Trump's most enduring legacies will be his impact on the judiciary. He appointed 3 conservative justices to the Supreme Court, solidifying a conservative majority for generations. These appointments have the potential to shape American law on issues like abortion, gun rights, and religious freedom for decades. Critics expressed concern that these appointments would erode decades of progress on social justice and civil rights. Outro: the Trump legacy, a divided nation, or a course correction. Donald Trump's presidency was undeniably one of the most polarizing in American history. His supporters saw him as a strong leader who fought for their interests and delivered on his promises. They point to his economic policies, tough stance on immigration, foreign policy achievements, and reshaping of the judiciary as evidence of his success. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content.